Another dandy Thursday here in central and eastern Kentucky. Yeah, we started out with record lows yet again, but big spread between the early morning low and the afternoon high. Now here in Lexington, late this afternoon, a little batch of clouds have moved in, and that's due to a weak front dropping through during the day tomorrow. It should be mainly dry, not overly concerned with any rain chances considering how dry it is at the surface. Game day Saturday looks fantastic. Sunshine, nice temperatures, and of course the quiet pattern hanging tough through Labor Day weekend. There you go, visible satellite. We went from full sunshine early to mainly overcast either side of the I-64 corridor. Got a few high thin clouds down south, but many locations southwest of Lexington. A lot of sunshine, and as a result, temperatures still there into the low, even a few mid-80s. Legitimate rain showers into the eastern part of the Ohio Valley. I think a lot of this is just virga. It's just evaporating before it reaches the ground, maybe a passing sprinkle. Here's example A. It's cloudy now in Mount Sterling in front of the Montgomery County Courthouse. We're at 77. A few hours ago when it was sunny, managed to get into the low 80s, but those clouds have really helped temperatures to back down. Meanwhile, you go farther southeast, you got more sunshine. You're at 78 Jackson County near McKee, and so you see the difference here. Along 64 north, it's cooled off thanks to the cloud cover, and with that rain evaporating, that moisture, it's adding a cooling effect. That's why it's only 72 Williamstown to Flemingsburg. Meanwhile, farther south, upper 70s, low 80s, the dew points have come up. You think, oh wow, big deal. Dew points in the low 50s. Well, that's a far cry from the upper 30s and low 40s of yesterday, but still a very, very dry air mass over the region. So there's your front to the north. Got an area of low pressure which will bypass us to the south, and behind that frontal boundary, secondary area of high pressure. That's going to work to our advantage this weekend. A few scattered clouds overnight. That'll hold us low to mid 50s, and then our in-house data wants to squeeze out just an isolated shower. Not taking that off the table completely. I think it's pretty low chance. So should be another nice day. 85's our average high. Notice how we back temperatures down a couple of degrees Saturday, Sunday before we head the other way. It's that area of high pressure that's going to follow suit. There'll be a northeast wind coming around it that brings in milder and additional dry air. So it becomes a battle. Strong high pressure to the north, area of low pressure to the south. And I think we'll stay just out of the rain. Farther south you go, a little bit damp, but we're going to be in good shape. Notice how the humidity, which is not going to be anything to begin with, drops off as that drier air works in, but it starts to creep up next week. And there's a reason for that. But first things first, solid blue forecast. Home opener, Kentucky and Toledo out of Kroger Field Saturday afternoon, 12:45. Ideal conditions. If you're in the direct sun, your seats are there. Boy, load up on that sunscreen. You're going to need it because it will be nice and sunny. Now, looking ahead, Labor Day, high still in control, but after that it gives way. We start to see the return flow on the backside of it. Also, a frontal boundary drops in by midweek, so for the first time in a while, organized scattered storms look to be on the table, and we could use it. Here's the updated drought monitor in light yellow, abnormally dry much of the region with that moderate drought down toward Lake Cumberland. Mostly clear, pleasant, 55 overnight. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm. Again, that outside shot at maybe a sprinkle or a passing shower. Nothing to get excited about, 82. One thing to get excited about is our holiday weekend forecast. How about that? Looks great for game day and really from start to finish. Yeah, we warm it up closer to the mid-80s as we kick off September on Labor Day. And then there are your storm chances, followed by a little bit of cooler air this time next week with highs back in the mid-70s.